That's quite the collection. Not to mention there's a big fat blunt laying here. She's smoking one too.
Oops.
You should have like a smoke off and then like a jujitsu thing. You know what I mean? They should like combine it.
They do.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, they have. It's called High Rollers, and it's in California, and it's a jiu-jitsu competition. And if you win it, you win a pound of weed.
That's insane.
Yeah, no, I tried to do it before, and I actually had a fight come up, so I had to pull out of it.
So Nate Diaz, if you happen to watch this video, you got a serious challenger right here, man.
Yeah.
I think you guys ought to set up like some kind of like smoke off.
Smoke off, yeah. No, I definitely challenge Nate Diaz to smoke off.
Like the Blazingest Mofo, the BMF. Yeah, I think we should do it.
Hell yeah, no, that sounds like a good idea.
Hey, what's up? This is Al from Fight Zone Network, kicking off our brand new channel. And we're gonna be doing that today by making our first video with UFC flyweight Gillian the Savage Robertson here in her crib, which maybe we'll show you a little bit later. It's sort of like, I don't know, let's say minimalist cannabis sort of motif, in case you hadn't noticed. So just for the record, for people who might not know who you are, where do you currently train at?
I currently train an American Top Team under Dean Thomas, and I've been with him for about 8 years now, and fight for the UFC.
Okay. And how did you end up like in the UFC? Like, where did you start, and what was your like path to get to the UFC?
I actually started in a cardio kickboxing class. Honestly, like I never really knew anything about fighting. I never watched a UFC fight. I couldn't tell you the difference between WWE and the UFC whenever I first started. But I found myself in a cardio kickboxing class, and it happened to be at Dean Thomas's gym, and I just started doing more and more and ended up trying the MMA class. Then when I was 18 years old, I ended up taking my first MMA fight and went 9-2 as an amateur, and then now I'm 7-4 as a pro.
And where did your nickname come from, the Savage?
So after my first amateur fight, Dean wrote out a letter to our whole amateur team, and it was talking about how she's as quiet as a mouse, but when she walks into the cage, she turns into a savage. And one of my friends, he was like, "Oh, you hear that? He called you a savage," and made a big deal about it, and it just sort of caught on after that.
Gotcha. How do your parents feel? I mean, I was wondering, like, their little daughter, and she fights in a cage. I mean, are they like all stressed and worried about it, or how do they deal with it?
My mom's definitely not a fan of watching me get punched in the face. My mom loves watching me compete jiu-jitsu. She thinks that's awesome and it's really cool. And obviously if I'm winning fights, if I'm doing good, she thinks that's awesome. But yeah, she's definitely not a fan of watching me get punched in the face, but getting a paycheck with it definitely helps. So they're happy that I found something I love and that I can pay my bills with it, and that I'm happy. You know, I do what I love, and this is the best life for me.
So what is a normal day like for you? Like from the time you get up till
So we're usually waking up, dog park, smoking a little weed, heading to the gym, and then I usually do about 3 or 4 training sessions a day, so I'm staying pretty busy through the day, just staying active and maybe taking a nap or 2. I feel like if I wasn't a professional fighter and I could be a professional napper, that would be my job right there.
And you also do a lot of grappling, right? In between UFC fights?
Yeah, I try to stay as active as possible because honestly, I never played a sport. Like, I wasn't athletic at all as a kid. I'm still not really athletic. I never found a sport that I really clicked with. So I never had any competition experience. So I had 11 amateur fights and then 11 pro fights now. And it's still not a lot of competition experience compared to girls who have played sports their whole life, have been competing in front of crowds, and it's just that exposure that I need more than anything. So I just try to put myself out there and competing in front of a crowd as often as I can.
You find that helps you, like, but like psychologically too, like you get used to the tension and the pressure?
Oh yeah, it's putting myself in a high pressure situation and being able to make smart choices under that pressure. And I feel like that's what's important to me. More
so than even like the grappling experience, or?
It's really not about the grappling experience at all, as much as it is just decision making in high pressure situations. It's just competition experience for me.
I gotcha. All right, so when you're not training and you're not in a fight camp and you're just like chilling out at the crib like you are right now, like, do you just sit around like think about beating girls' asses, or do you like do like normal girly stuff, like, you know, take bubble baths and watch chick movies on Netflix?
Yeah, I do a little bit of both. I put a lot of time into studying the sport, so it's like I'll watch DVDs and meditate and read all about anything to help me get mentally prepared or learn technique or anything like that. But also, there's definitely, I don't really watch chick movies, but I'm really into murder documentaries.
Okay.
So that's the go-to.
Stuff?
100%. Like anything that's on Netflix about any murder, I don't know why I find it so interesting.
Guys, just as a note, stay away from any chick named the Savage who likes murder true stories. That's just my opinion. Speaking of that, what's it like to be a female fighter, and what's like the dating thing? Is it like, do you find are guys like intimidated? I mean, I have to think that it's kind of a weird dynamic. You're not your standard little mousy little sister kind of a chick.
I guess there definitely is. I don't know, guys. They treat you as almost like a spectacle. I feel like when they first meet you, like, oh, it's so cool, like it's so different, you know, just everything they do.
You're like a star, so
yeah.
They look up to you, yeah.
But I just feel like even when I wasn't a bigger name, it was just being a fighter in general. It's just like, it's something that's so cool. That, like,
to a guy,
yeah,
that's extremely cool.
And so many people I've heard, oh, I bet you can beat me up then. Or like just so many stupid pickup lines that come along with it.
Now what about like other girls, like non-fighter girls? It's like, do you have like friends who don't fight?
Honestly, not really. All my friends I've punched in the face or choked before. No, I hang out with mostly people from the gym. Or, like, they're my coworkers, but I spend more time with them than anything else. But so it's like, yeah, all my friends are really gym friends.
Okay, that's just kind of the way it worked out. Like, you wouldn't have any issue hanging out with a girl that didn't fight, or
I wouldn't have any issue, but I guess I find it harder to relate to a lot of girls. That's just me generally. I'm not 100% a girly girl, you know? Like, I'm not, I don't know, I don't really care about a lot of, like, I don't know, I guess girly things, so.
Like, you don't want to, like, go shopping and gossip and...
I hate shopping. I do all my shopping online. No, I feel like I fit in the gym scenario and I just relate to guys better. And it's, like, all we have is, like, it's a team of 100 guys and we have 10 girls, you know? You're definitely outnumbered in there.
And what's like with other like UFC girls? Like, I know you're friends with a lot of girls around the gym, but what's it like? You're going to events, and is there like a lot of like camaraderie with the other girls? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who train at other places, or is there like a lot of cattiness, or kind of how does it? Because with the guys, there's a lot of tension with a lot. There's some are buddies, some are, you know what I mean. Someone will fight if they end up running into each other. What's it like on the girl side?
I guess it depends the girl and depends the weight class too sometimes. Like, if you see a girl who's in your weight class, it's a possibility, we might be opponents one day. They might not want to be friendly with you, you know? It's just that you might be standing across the cage from them one day. But I don't know, generally I feel like the girls try to stick together because there's not a lot of us in it. So it's trying to be supportive.
Yeah, because I noticed like a lot of you guys follow each other like on social media and stuff like that. So I kind of wondered if...
Okay, no, I'm 100. I don't care. If somebody wants to talk shit, if somebody wants to be friendly with me before a fight, I don't care. Like, I'll be friends with an opponent and I'll still go out there and do what I have to do.
So you kind of, whoever they act toward you, you're
yeah, I'm fine with whatever. It's how they act.
Okay, so apparently, in case anyone hadn't noticed, and you already mentioned it, you know, you do a little bit of smoking. How does that like affect your training at all, or you know, your cardio, or how does that fit into your training?
I honestly, I don't feel like it affects my cardio at all. And then sometimes I feel like it's almost a motivation sometimes to go, like, I'll have 3 or 4 sessions in the morning, and then sometimes I just go hit my pen a few times and I'm like, all right, I'm ready to go again. I need that extra little push sometimes. If you can't find it, sometimes you smoke a little bit and you're good to go because your body just feels better.
Do you feel it's like therapeutic in a sense? Like it kind of relaxes you and stuff? It
relaxes you, and it just, like, I don't know, I get in the mindset of just, I want to train when I smoke. I'll smoke a little bit and then I'm like, I think about fighting. Even sometimes I'll just start shadow boxing if I'm hanging out with people. I'm like, it just makes me want to move. It makes me want to learn.
So before you started your combat sports training, you were pretty young, right? Because you started...
I was 16 when I started.
Okay. What was your life like before that? Like, what kind of stuff were you doing?
I honestly, like, my parents put me in soccer and my parents put me in gymnastics, and I dropped out of both just because I never really liked them. I remember my mom told me once I was playing soccer and the ball rolled by me and my parents look and I'm sitting there and I'm just picking flowers in the middle of the field. So I had no interest in that. But I actually started my parents were like, you need to get an extracurricular activity. You need to be doing something. Like, you can't just be sitting at home. Like, you need to play a sport or you need to find something to do. So, speaking of, I started volunteering at the Humane Society. And I volunteered at the Humane Society from the time I was 7 till the time I was like 20, 22. I always was fostering animals, always just busy. I would take them to adoption events. I actually won 2 national awards when I was younger for volunteering with animals. And I volunteered at a wildlife rescue, so I worked with things like owls and deers and raccoons and everything like that. And then I also volunteered at a horse rescue. So my whole life was really just devoted 100% to animals before I found mixed martial arts.
Are you still involved with animals? And what's your...
I'm not as much as I'd like to be anymore, just because of training. I feel like it takes up so much of my time. But I obviously have my kitten that came up, and I just found her outside. So I was like, I try to rescue still as much as I can. My dog, Robin, he's an 11-year-old pit bull. I've had him since he was 7 years old. And he was at the Humane Society for over a year, and just another neglect situation where I'm happy that I can give him a good home.
Yeah, buddy. Okay, well, apparently this is Robin, the pit bull. Pretty friendly guy. Now he just nodded on me. That's okay. Not the most scary pit bull you'll ever meet. He's more like the kind that would probably lick you to death.
I always say he's my guard dog because someone's going to come in the house and they're just going to be like, oh, I can't steal anything from you. He's too cute to steal from. That's why he's such a good guard dog.
So he was like there, like, and nobody wanted him, so you like...
Yeah, he was there for over a year, and he had a brother there, and his brother got adopted before him. So that's why it was Batman and Robin.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and I actually worked at the Humane Society at the time. So I just saw him there every day and then fell in love with him. And I had to take him home. I had 3 dogs and 3 cats at my parents' house at the time. And my mom was like, no, there's no way we're taking in this big pit bull. I'm like, oh, it's just a foster. I'm trying to find him a home. And so she always jokes with me. She's like, you find Robin a home yet?
So you never intended to find him a home?
Oh, no, not at all. We went to the Contender Series and we went to go meet Snoop Dogg. And one of the girls was like, ooh, it smells good up here. Oh yeah, and like the whole like back locker room where they warmed up for the Contender Series just smelled like straight weed. Like everywhere. And so one of the girls was like, oh, it smells good up here. And he's like, well, you guys should smell my trailer then. So he brings us all down to his trailer. And he sits there and he starts pulling out blunts that are like this big. Seriously? Like cigars. Like just thick as anything. And he was like, our producer comes in and he was like, no, we can't be doing this. And Snoop was like, who the fuck is this guy? Get this motherfucker out of my trailer. After that, Snoop just starts lighting the blunts, and one of the girls is like, they don't let us listen to music. He's like, oh, they don't let you listen to music? He starts playing shit on his computer, and we're just sitting there smoking weed with Snoop Dogg.
That's cool as hell.
It was like, it didn't feel like real life. I was sitting there, this is a dream.
Yeah, who gets to smoke with Snoop?
Oh no, that was top experience with the Tough House.
I'll bet.